weather forecast to my right, AP18. Alex, how you doing?
Hello, everybody.
And to my left, G-Dub himself. Garrett, how you doing?
Doing good.
It's the Wednesday Comics forecast for February 20th, 2019. We're here to tell you the comics coming out for this week. A little late in this one, a little emergency, but that's fine. You know, tonight, the world's trying to stop us from doing this fucking show this week. I'll tell you that much. But here we are, Image Comics. Speaking of stopping something from coming out, East to West, number 41, Jonathan Hickman and Nick Dragotta, the last two brothers in the world. The final days of Armageddon draws near. Guys, Alex, what do we think? East to West, are you still caught up with that story?
I actually did catch up on it last night. It's good. You can tell we're getting into that last couple issues, or the last arc at least. Spoilers, you lead off with Death is doing some killing, and the other horsemen show up, and they're good issues, 39 and 40, so I'm excited to see what this book has in store for me. I think this is one of those books, though, that if it actually came out more consistently and on a regular pace, it would be better. But as for what I'm getting, it's good. You almost need to have at least two issues, though, in a row just to get some kind of story.
Middle West, number 4, Scotty Young, Jorge Corona, Mike Huddleston. Abel and Fox have wandered into a small-town carnival where they should be able to find the healer they seek. While they search, Fox teaches Abel that survival sometimes means bending the rules a bit. Garrett, you read Middle West?
Yeah, I read Middle West.
How is it?
I love this book. I think, Scotty Young, when he writes a comedy story, it's usually pretty funny. In this instance, it does have comical moments, but it's not really a comedy at its heart. It's more of I'd say it's more like a fantasy epic. It kind of appears like it's all ages. So, I really enjoy it. The art style is incredible, and the story just feels like a folk tale. That's what makes it really fun. So I love exploring this new world. I think that Scotty Young's killing it right now. And so I can't wait to read this issue.
It surprised me the interesting things that are in this book. So spoilers for last issue 3. There's a troll in that book. And there's future looking things, and there's past. I mean, this book is weird. And it's so amazing. This is probably one of my favorite new Image books coming out, because this book really does have its more heartfelt, touching moments. And then you've got these weird things that you just get brought into. It's great.
7 to Eternity, number 13, Rick Remender, Germano Pena. I forgot to say his name. It's been so long. End of the story arc, The Repercussions. Does anybody still get this book?
I do.
You do? And are you caught up?
I believe so. It's been a long time since issue 12 came out, because this issue is supposed to come out in October. So, no, December, sorry.
And what do we think?
It's good. It's one of those books. I feel like Rick Remender has really kind of just jumped off the world and is doing this show, and I get that's great for Deadly Class, but your books are suffering almost because they're not coming out consistently like he was known for doing. Same with Black Science and Deadly Class and this book. They're all kind of, and is it Death or Glory? All these books are not coming out anymore. All the source material and all the things that I'm actually looking forward to reading, I'm not getting. And when I do get an issue, it's kind of half-assed, at least for me personally. I want to like this book, and this book started out being this epic story, and now it's getting into that. I don't even know where I've left off. It still looks great, but I'm just not sure what the whole point is anymore.
Sharky Bounty Hunter, number 1 of 6. This is Mark Miller, a new miniseries from him and Simone Bianchi. Set in the brilliant new sci-fi universe, Sharky is a blue-collar bounty hunter who tracks criminals across the galaxy in this converted rocket-powered ice cream truck. Aided and abetted by his 10-year-old partner, he's out for the biggest bounty of his career. So there's a new number 1 for Mark Miller. He's pumping them out, baby. Let's see here. Next, we got IDW, Urban Legends, TMNT Urban Legends, excuse me. Number 10, Gary Carlson and Frank Fosco. Alex, how's this series going so far?
It's good. So I read issue 9 last night, and it's interesting. It's fun. right now they're looking for Splinter, who's kind of turned into a bat. It kind of reminds me of Man-Bat from Batman. The rabies that runs in animals actually just makes this mutagen that Splinter had gotten poured with even more effective and more quick. I mean, he's now being able to pass it to other animals and other people. It's good, but it's kind of gotten away from that all no holds barred type of thing. It's good, but I just don't know what to expect from it. I know there's 26 issues altogether, so I'm almost a third of the way done.
There we go. IDW moving on to DC Comics, which actually probably by Thursday, we will know some big things happening in DC this week, so we'll see what happens there. Aquaman number 45, Kelly Sue DeConnick, Robson Rocha, Daniel Henriques, Garrett, what do we think? Nama, Mother of Death, even Kings bow to gods. What do you think?
It's great.
Aquaman.
Oh, you're not.
What?
Alex is.
I am. I loved it. Issue 43 was great. 44. This is nice to see an Aquaman that is not 100% sure what he's doing. He knows where he thinks he knows where he belongs, but he's not sure. And I haven't read enough Aquaman. Maybe this story's already been done before, but I think Kelly Sue DeConnick has a good grasp on the character, good grasp on how to tell a story, and the art is spectacular. I, for one, am excited to be back on an Aquaman book. I haven't been on one since New 52. I did start out Rebirth, but I dropped it right after the Rebirth issue. So I'm on this at least until Kelly Sue DeConnick is done.
Batman number 65. Excuse me, Joshua Williamson, Gilliam March, Chris Berman on that cover. The Price Part 3. This is the crossover Flash. Garrett, what do you think? Batman Flash crossover, is it worth it?
Well, I've only read I've read Batman 64, but not the Part 2. But what I gathered from issue 64 was a huge letdown for me because it literally is setting up the premise of the story, but we just know, I don't want to give spoilers, but the cover basically covers that entire issue. And it's no, we wanted to see what happened. Literally the end of issue 64, okay, I'm spoiling it, whatever, is Batman meets up with Flash. And I'm seriously? This whole issue is about them teaming. Well, there went 25% of the story, so I guess part 2 through 4 is them actually solving it, trying to figure out what happened to Wally. I mean, there is some good sentimental moments. I mean, obviously, Wally's a huge character, and there is a cool flashback in that issue, but you can definitely feel the emptiness of not having Tom King writing this story. And yes, I get it. Tom King's doing, I don't know what he's writing or what he's working on, but it's dude, it's the middle of your book and you're taking off for a little bit. I don't know. I mean, he's done it before, but I think this story, I'm wondering if it's even needed.
I'm laughing at it because I'm looking at your video and you have a filter on, so it made me laugh. Catwoman. This is in Catwoman number 8. This is Joel Jones and Elena Casagrande. What is it that they say about house guests and bad fish? How they both start to stink after a couple of days? Well, Oswald Copperpot has been hanging around Batwoman's new city, and Selena Kyle has been holding her nose for far too long. It's time to send the penguin packing. I mean, the guy smelled like fish even before he arrived. Alex, what do we think, Catwoman?
There's nothing she can't do. One, she does an amazing art when she's on it. This cover looks spectacular. And I love the story. I think a part is that I like getting to see this side of Catwoman, and it's not just Catwoman, it's actually Selena Kyle doing things as well. It's like what we're getting out of Tom King. It's not just Batman, but a Bruce Wayne book. I love it. I'm excited to get this issue. I'm hoping that she's on for the long run, and let's get going. I'm ready for it.
High level number 1. This is Rob Sheridan, Barnaby Bagenya, Romaldo Fajera. Hundreds of years after the world ended and human society was rebuilt from scratch, a self-interested smuggler is forced to traverse a new continent of danger and mystery to deliver a child messiah to High Level, a mythical city at the top of the world from which no one has ever returned. Don't miss the start of a brand new series from writer Rob Sheridan, co-creator of Nine Inch Nails' groundbreaking years-old alternate reality game, Garrett, you're getting this book, right?
Yeah, I want to check it out because I've heard Nine Inch Nails is really great. And then I did see the preview for this comic in a previous book, and it looks incredible. Like that art style is. I think this is a new artist to definitely keep an eye on. And it's just fun that, Vertigo is kind of making a comeback. They've been dipping in some new series, and like this one had like probably the most interesting concept to me. And I think in an age where, everyone's, playing video games or they're in some kind of alternate reality, this is definitely be a fun book to read, and it's going to look amazing.
Nightwing number 57, Scott Lobdell, Zach Kaplan, Travis Moore. Who's still reading Nightwing? How is it going?
I'm still reading it, and it's good. I mean, we're kind of getting to the end of the arc where I'm sure Rick is going to become Dick Grayson again. But yeah, the Rick Grayson thing is getting old. They did bring Joker's daughter back, so that's pretty interesting, even though I never cared about her to begin with. So I think that I feel like they're getting close to wrapping this. It's probably going to be 12 issues by the time this whole Rick Grayson thing's done. And it just kind of points back to the fact that it was really pointless to do this in the first place. Like, I get it affected Batman, but maybe you should have just had him cut off Nightwing's 3 toes or something. I don't know. Something that gives a reason for why Dick Grayson has to be Rick Grayson. So dumb.
Wildstorm number 20, Warren Ellis, John Davis Hunt. Skywatch intensifies its preparation for war, increasing its attack on the planet. For some of these conflict zones, Skywatch's greatest threat is not IO or conventional forces, but the people who escape from their own experimental camps, and the 4 people in London who knows little about, but who are preparing to take steps to alter the balance of the world. Alex, Wildstorm, last 5 issues. How's it going?
It's good. Like, the art is always superb. Probably one of the best looking artists for this book really would be Davis Hunt. Story wise, I know we're getting to that climax of excitement, and eventually it's just going to be duking it out for the last probably 3 issues. I think I want this book to be really strong to finish out, because I'm in this middle here. I've kind of had a weird taste, almost like blood, where it's coppery. I want I don't know. I want something more from this, and I'm not really getting it. It's a great story, but it's getting kind of long-winded for me.
Yeah, I think I'm getting burnt out too. Like, I think it's time to end. I think their initial plan failed, and it's just time to be done.
Marvel Comics. Here we go. Speaking of being done with, is anybody getting Black Widow number 2?
No.
Jen Salska, Salvia Salska, Flaviano on art. There's that book. Yeah, if you listen to our catch-up show, I believe it was on. Not very good. And I don't say that. I usually don't just flat out say not good, but I'm going to say not good. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 3. This is Tom Taylor, Juan Cabal. Garrett, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. How we doing?
Not only is this one of my favorite Marvel books right now, it is one of my favorite Spider-Man books right now. Everyone knows I'm a big fan of Tom Taylor. But this book looks incredible with that Juan Cabal art, but the story, I think, like, it's true to its name. It's Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man in the neighborhood. And it's Spider-Man interacting with characters that maybe don't get as much screen time in the Amazing Spider-Man book. Like, you got a lot of Peter and MJ, you get Peter and his and Aunt May, and you get Peter and, like, one of his best buddies is I can't even think of his name, Johnny Storm. So, there's there's obviously a lot of comedy in this book, but there is some really good moments of you just being like, Peter Parker is such a good guy, and like, it just shows why the simple acts that he does for his neighborhood. So it is a great book, and I can't wait to read this issue.
Speaking of which, Tom Taylor got announced that DC is writing a book for DC. I'm not sure if anybody saw his Deceased. It's going to be the DC Universe versus sounds like zombies. He promises it's going to be more brutal than Injustice. So there you go. If you're looking for more Tom Taylor, he'll be over at DC starting, I believe it's March. or maybe April, one of the two. Guardians of the Galaxy number 2. This is Donny Cates, Jeff Shaw, David Marquez, right on that cover. Thanos, and everybody's head on a wall. Alex, what do you think? The Guardians of the Galaxy.
I loved issue 1, and I think I speak for all three of us. Issue 1 was pretty spectacular. I'm excited to see what issue 2 has in store. I mean, Thanos, spoilers, is dead. Where do you go when the Mad Titan's dead? What do you do from there? So this is one of those books I don't know what to expect even. That's fine. I like Donny Cates is a strong writer. He's proven time and time again that he knows how to write a book. Even if this was only 6 issues long, which I don't think it is, I think this is going to be his pride and joy, his strongest book he puts out. And more importantly, Jeff Shaw is on the art, and he does the best, probably one of the best looking Thanos I've ever seen. Cosmic Ghost Rider is always amazing, and he knows how to write the jokes. Donny Cates knows how to write the jokes. I'm on this book until Thanos dies again.
Well, hey, you forgot, Alex, that Thanos isn't dead. He's going to come back in someone else's body.
Oh, you're right. I forgot that his body is dead, but not necessarily his spirit. And we are hunting down who Thanos is.
The book that everybody's looking forward to, Hulk Marines number 1 of 3. This is Greg Pak and Ariel Andito. I just wanted to bring it up because I'm not sure this thing's still going on. Weapon H. All right, there you go. Return of Wolverine number 5 of 5. Charles Soule, Steve McNiven. The end. Garrett, what do we think? The end of the Wolverine.
Good. It's about time. Like, I can't believe that. I can speak for you, Alex, that me and Alex dived into this book hoping to get Wolverine back. Instead, we got Chameleon as Wolverine, because that is not Wolverine. He doesn't, he's come back in such a horrible way. It's like when there's a sequel to a movie that you love, and the sequel is just absolute dog shit. That is what Return Wolverine.
This is a good day to die hard.
Yeah.
Where I went into that movie expecting to be blown away and for excitement. I've read the first 2 issues of this book, and I was like, wow, I don't give 2 craps. So I still have 3, 4, and 5 to read. And I don't know if I even care. I think for the show, I might put it on the list just so that I force myself to read it, and so that our listeners can hear the tears and sobs that will come from my mouth, and you'll even feel my tears when you're listening to it, because you're like, wow, Alex, you really do hate this. I hope it ends well. I have a feeling it won't, and it won't tie up any loose ends. It won't make me love Wolverine like I should. I'm actually more interested in The Longest Night by Wolverine, because I think that's going to be a better book.
But also, where's the announcement of a new Wolverine ongoing?
He's too busy doing the Infinity War junk again. No one cared for that either.
Everyone that likes Wolverine, drop this, read Dead Man Logan. It'll be good.
Venom number 11. This is Donny Cates and Joshua Cassara. Ryan Stegman, right on that cover. What do we think, Alex? Venom number 11?
I read number 10, so I think I not necessarily missed an issue, but I felt like I think there's that web of Venom where the dog is on the cover. I think I missed just a little bit of story. But issue 10 was great. I really enjoyed it. Stegman on art is superb. I realize he's not going to be on this issue, which kind of makes me sad, which then I hope means he's doing some amazing art down the road.
He's doing the art. He's not on the whole issue, but he is doing some of the art.
I just thought he's on the cover. I didn't know if he's actually doing some interior, which is fine. I guess if he's at least on the book, it's going to be looking good. I want this book to blow my socks off. I like Venom. I don't want to say love, because that's too strong. I read the Rick Remender run, was spectacular until a certain writer I don't care for took over. This book started out really great, and it's kind of tapered off once we got past that first arc and the Maker showed up. Spoilers. Now we're getting back into some more of this regulars. I don't know. I want this book to be really good. It's fine, but I don't think it's as good as it had been.
Here we go. James Bond, 007, number 4. Greg Pak and Stephen Mooney. Garrett, what do you think? The James Bond.
Well, I just read issue 3 last week, and that book God, I just hope it's not ongoing and lasts forever. Because like I think that Greg Pak like is writing that gold. It just feels like James Bond when I'm reading it. I get sucked in, and it legitimately doesn't feel like it's just a writer's interpretation of James Bond. It feels like I'm watching a James Bond movie. So I hope that stays ongoing. I really am kicking myself because I didn't get James Bond Origin. I should have got that. That looks amazing too. But for this, I think that Odd Job is really awesome. Like how they've retconned him. And, we're getting all the fun characters, M, Money, Penny, James, a lot of good action scenes.
Wait a second. You're telling me James Bond is in this book?
What?
Go ahead.
I say James. Well, yeah, James, whatever.
You said everyone else is in this book. Money, Penny, M, James Bond. Holy shit, he's still in this book?
Whatever. I was just mentioning a lot of characters, but
yes.
It seems like, they even had some poker in there, and it looks like there might be some more poker coming up. And I'm like, James Bond is at his best when he's playing poker. So that's a great series so far.
Red Sonja #1. This is Mark Russell and Makira Kolak. Stag this. Never mind. I was reading the solicit for the variant, which is not what we do here. So new Red Sonja series. Just wanted to bring this up. It's at Dynamite. Well, Marvel has Conan. They must not have the whole thing. And Mark Russell's a good writer. So there you go. If you want to get that. Mark Russell, speaking of which, and we'll probably talk more about this on the actual show this week. His other book at DC got canceled before it even came out. So Mark Russell, there you go. Black Badge #7. Matt Kint, Tyler Jenkins, Jay Shaw right on that cover, that map of a face. Alex, what do you think about Black Badge?
So I read issue 6 yesterday. This book is amazing. I know I had said on a previous show that I don't know if Black Badge is a book for me, and I was wrong. Since issue 5, I have loved this. No, probably issue 4. I've loved this book. This book is so strong. The art is amazing. The foundation of how these characters live their life, and that now we've actually branched out from more than just the Black Badge to the Rainbow Badge, Hunger Games thing that they're doing. I am so excited to see how this plays out. And for all the talk that all these teams say of we don't kill each other during these games, somebody's going to kill some people.
Yeah, I think they did that last issue really great because we were worried like, oh great, now it just got to a cool part in the story and they're not going to touch on it for a while. But no, they mixed it in with the the flashbacks really well, so that was really fun.
Alex, that's the week of February 20th. What do we think was going to be the top pick that you're going to want to pick up and read first?
I unfortunately, this is a busy week. Not busy with too much stuff, but just busy where there's enough things. I'm like, I don't know what my favorite thing is. I think I'm actually going to go Middle West #4. After reading issue 3, I was so excited to get to the next book, and I saw that it was coming out this week. I was like, hell to the yeah. Let me read the Middle West.
Garrett, what do we think?
I think I'm going to go with Guardians of the Galaxy #2. I love me a good whodunit. Well, this is a different twist on a whodunit. It's who's going to be it. And I want to know who Thanos is going to take over. And I hope it's somebody that we won't see coming a million miles away. And he or she will just destroy the living shit out of the Guardians.
That was going to be mine. There's not much for me this week. I don't see anything that I'm really super excited for. Guardians might be the only one. I will say, though, just a Black Badge I am excited for. I just haven't read the last issue, so I'm not sure what to expect, but I will catch up with that. So I think that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. I might actually check out Mark Millar's new book. The synopsis there really doesn't grab me, but Mark Millar's been pretty good lately, so I will check that out. Actually, you know what, guys? I'm lying. Black Widow #2. Here we go, baby. I'm on board. I'm just kidding. All right, never mind. Alex, hold up. Right now, where we're located, I believe we're in a winter weather advisory. Going to get about 5 inches, I heard, and then some more this weekend. What's going on here? First off, I think if you go back to early forecasts within December, we were saying, baby, look, it's like 40, 60 degrees. Now we get all this snow. What's going on?
So then that actually is generally February for where we live is snow and cold. Normally we don't get 6 to 8 inches like we're supposed to get, or 5 to 8, or who frickin' knows? I'm a meteorologist myself. I don't even know. And I do this for my living, and I don't know. I just let the computers tell me what I'm supposed to tell you guys. It's going to be cold. Get your snow boots. You know what? Most likely you won't have school. Go have a snow day. That's why I let the snow come.
There you go. Snow's a coming. Even snowed in Las Vegas this last couple days. So the snow's coming all over. No matter where you are in the United States, get ready. It snowed in Seattle. I believe they still have snow on the ground. It's so cold. So these are places that aren't used to having snow, and now they got some snow. But Garrett, what do you think about the roads this Wednesday?
Well, I think there's a lot of quality books coming out, so you're definitely, drive safely if you're going to your comic shop, but there's a lot of good picks that'll be on the shelf, so make sure to grab those. Potholes, don't worry, they'll be filled by that snow. If you listen to that weatherman, it should be smooth driving. Smooth isn't slippery, so you might want to be careful.
Smooth as ice, of course.
Speaking of that, actually, when the snow melted a couple days ago, there was a lot of potholes. So we're gonna have that kind of spring. A lot of potholes. I'm gonna be checking in with our pothole expert, Garrett, and see how we're doing on that. But
I will defer to the chain for pizza that I can't disclose on this forecast. It starts with D and ends with Omino's, so I'm gonna have to check with them to fix those potholes.
Well, that's the show for this week. A lot of stuff try to make the show not happen this week. It's coming late, and even tonight, some technical difficulties. My computer made a noise I've never heard in my life. I was almost sure that it was trying to eat me, but I'm still here. Sometimes you got to roll with the punches. You get knocked down, you get back up, you roll with them again. My name is Marvin.
I'm Alex.
I'm Garrett.
Hey, everyone. Keep reading those books.